Hey everyone, it's Luke here from LT Gaming and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm checking out the top 8 D-Day related wargames to play in 2024. With the 80th anniversary of D-Day taking place today, there's no better time to check out these games. In our own little way at LT Gaming, it's our way to honour the 150,000 soldiers who landed in Nazi-occupied France on the 6th of June 1944, essentially changing the course of the 20th century as they did so. Me and Tom both have a strong connection to World War II, with both of our grandparents fighting in the war. One was based in North Africa and fought his way through Italy, and the other was based out in Burma fighting the Japanese. It's definitely a strong reminder of the sacrifices that they made and that we can now sit here making videos on wargames. It's a privilege. So from LT Gaming, thank you to you all. Today I'm presenting the top 8 wargames where you can reenact D-Day and fight your way through Normandy. So here's your opportunity to sit back, relax, open your wallet and buy some more games. It's what we do here at LT Gaming. And to start this list off, we have Steel Division Normandy 44. This game is a tactical real-time strategy game that pits players against AI enemies in a single-player campaign or against several opponents in a massive 10-on-10 multiplayer battle. It is of course one of the predecessors to Warno, brought to us by Eugene Systems and actually published this time by Paradox. I'm totally surprised that it doesn't have 3000 DLC. The game allows the player to take control over legendary military divisions from 6 different countries. It is at heart a fast-paced, real-time strategy game, so that might not be for all players. You may prefer the turn-based experience. This definitely puts the pressure on you, but it is very well done and has some pretty great graphics. I think after my positive experience with Warno, I want to go back and check out some of their other games, and this is definitely high on my list to dive deeper into. It's rated 74% mostly positive on Steam reviews and is apparently playable on the Steam Deck, though I'm not quite sure how that would work in practice. Next up, we have an older title in Company of Heroes, and yeah, that makes me feel old having to say that. In this title, you will immerse yourself in the intense World War II experience with Company of Heroes. This groundbreaking real-time strategy game redefines the genre by vividly portraying the heroism of soldiers, the devastation of war-torn landscapes, and the ever-changing dynamics of the battlefield. This was an absolute classic when it came out, and it still holds up pretty well today. It's a very cinematic experience and it has some brilliant gameplay. One thing I really enjoyed about this game was the environmental destruction, with real-time physics which guaranteed no two battles ever played out the same way. You can destroy anything and reshape the battlefield. I think given the failure of Company of Heroes 3, people are still playing this title, and it's rated overwhelmingly positive on Steam with recent reviews. That has to tell you everything. Next up, we have Classified France 44. In this title, you will lead an elite squad of Allied special operators in Nazi-occupied France, causing chaos in the lead up to D-Day in this ambitious turn-based tactics game. Challenge Germany's formidable war machine and execute daring raids in enemy territory. Will you achieve enough to secure Allied victory? This game is a relatively new title and only came out on the 5th of March. In Classified France 44, there's a unique morale system where every shot taken affects you or your enemies. Suppress and break your opposition, giving you a brief window to flank your cowering targets and finish them off. You can shape the battle with stealth tactics and eliminate key targets as you fight to take control of Normandy. This title has a strong future as they've promised updates and expansions to grow the world around the game. It's rated 79% mostly positive on Steam, so it's definitely a good title to take a look at. Next up, we have Close Combat: The Longest Day. Close Combat is a pausable real-time wargame series that emphasizes historical accuracy and realistic soldier psychological profiles. In The Longest Day, you can take command of either the Allied Expeditionary Force or Germany's Wehrmacht. This version is of course a highly enhanced rebuild of the critically acclaimed Close Combat Invasion Normandy. It's been improved for modern systems, although there is some criticism of the AI in these titles that it can be a little weak. It was originally developed by Atomic Games but is now published by Slitherine. Overall, these titles are a lot of fun, especially if you like squad-level tactics. They might not represent the overall operational events of D-Day, but they're very good at portraying the squad-level psychological impacts. I'm a huge fan of the Close Combat series, and I still think they're a great way to explore wargames. Overall, it's rated mostly positive on Steam with a 79% rating. Coming onto the list next, we have The Troop. This is a turn-based, platoon-level tactical game set in World War II. From the early hours of D-Day to the Battle of Falaise, engage in intense combat across Normandy, playing as British, Canadian, or German forces. And I really love that the Allied focus here is on the British and Canadians. There are 30 maps and 3 play modes as you take command of infantry, motorised and armoured units in desperate tactical turn-based combat against an AI opponent that is challenging and unpredictable. There's also a really interesting battle group game mode where you get to play a dynamic 5 to 9 mission operation played with a randomised persistent player force. A really interesting title that I'd certainly like to spend more time with and review on the channel. It's rated very positive on Steam with an overall 86% rating and is also playable on the Steam Deck. Right, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to go down below, hit the like button, comment about games you would have included on the list or games that you didn't know about, or even games that you simply love that I included. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Both me and Tom really appreciate it. Next up, it's Normandy 44 Gold, brought to us by the Wargame design studio, and this is the first time we featured one of their wargames on the channel. When I reached out to a contact in the studio, they were very kind to send me 3 titles: Panzer Battles Battles of Normandy, Eagle Strike, and Panzer Campaigns Normandy 44, which is this title. The difference between the 3 is that they have different scales. Some are at a squad level, and this particular title works at the operational level. In fact, Normandy 44 is an operational level simulation of the D-Day landings and subsequent battles to move inland, fighting your way off the beaches. It features a whopping 96 scenarios covering all sizes and situations, including a solo tutorial scenario, plus specialised versions for both head-to-head and play versus the AI. The title is certainly deep, and to be honest, in the short time I've owned the game, I haven't made my way out of the manual yet. It's that intense. But doing my research and due diligence, this is one of the premier operational wargames about the invasion of Normandy. You really should go and check these guys out. They have an incredible amount of titles if you're a hardcore wargamer. And if you're interested in getting into these sort of games, I think it's a really good place to go and explore. I certainly hope to bring more of these onto the channel in the future, and also do note that Normandy 44 is on sale at 25% till Sunday. You can't get these titles on Steam, so I'll make sure to link the Wargame Design Studio website in the description below. Moving onwards, we have Combat Mission Battle for Normandy. This game attempts to faithfully recreate the experience of tactical land warfare in Western France during World War II. The base game covers the 3-month period following the Allied D-Day landings from Operation Overlord in June through the Cobra breakout in August. You can command the full array of American and German formations fighting along the coast through to the interior of France, with 4 challenging campaigns, 21 standalone scenarios, and a plethora of quick battle maps that will test your tactical acumen. There's also plenty of DLC available for this game, though as a Slytherin title it comes at quite a high price. But you are able to expand your forces into the Commonwealth and British forces in particular. This game allows you to command individual vehicles, teams and squads while you factor in the simulation of soft factors such as morale, experience and leadership. I covered most of these titles as they arrived on Steam in larger videos, and I'll link them in the description, but it really is a very strong tactical game, which can be played in either real-time or WeGo turn-based play. One thing to note is that there is a new Battle Pack 2 DLC being released. It contains another 8 standalone scenarios, 3 campaigns, and 21 variant scenarios over 6 master maps. One caveat to note is you do need the base game and all the previously released DLCs to play the Battle Pack 2, and that's quite an expensive investment. No denying though, Combat Mission Battle for Normandy is a great game and is rated mostly positive on Steam, with an overall 77% rating, and I'm sure that's driven down a little bit by the price. It's a great game. And finally, this list is topped by a game that's actually coming out today, which is great to hear, and that's SGS Overlord. This game is an adaptation of the SGS series and covers the invasion of Normandy, where you can control the American, British, or German forces. It's a really great example of a smooth-to-play operational wargame that works really well on modern systems. The grand campaign is full of challenges. You can get cut off, you can get bogged down as the British, or you have to defend like absolute crazy if you're the Germans. The unit artwork, music, and general presentation of this title is absolutely great. It's really cool to see new wargames coming to market, and as wargamers we should definitely support that. A really strong title that's been released today, and you should definitely check it out. There we go, LT Gamers. It's been a really strong week on the channel for Wargames. We might pivot next week and focus on space or something a bit different, but we always enjoy covering these types of titles. And given that we're celebrating the 80th anniversary of D-Day, we thought it was very poignant to do these sorts of games. It's been a pleasure as always. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. What games would you have included on the list, because I definitely did trim some off. I've been Luke from LT Gaming, and I'll catch you on the next one.